In the embrace of twilight, as the veil between worlds thins, we find ourselves drawn to the mystical shores of Celtic mythology, where the otherworld, known as Tir na Nog, awaits. This realm, often shrouded in mist and whispered about in hushed tones, is not merely a place of fantasy, but a reflection of the Celtic soul, a land of eternal youth, beauty, and abundance. As the day's clamor fades, allow your mind to drift like a ship sailing towards the horizon, guided by the gentle currents of ancient tales. Tonight, we embark on a journey to explore the ethereal portals that lead to Tir na Nog and to meet the enigmatic children of the Dawn Sea, figures whose stories are woven into the very fabric of Celtic lore. Tir na Nog, meaning land of the young, exists beyond the mundane, accessible only through hidden gateways and the goodwill of its inhabitants. These portals are not always visible to the naked eye. They often appear as shimmering mists, ancient standing stones, or the depths of sacred lakes. Imagine standing on a windswept beach in Ireland, the waves crashing against the shore as the sun dips below the horizon. The air is thick with the scent of salt and seaweed, and a low fog begins to roll in from the sea. Within this mist, a subtle shift occurs, a ripple in the fabric of reality. This could be a gateway to Tir na Nog, a passage to a realm where time holds no sway and sorrow is unknown. The Celts believed that such places were guarded by powerful beings, both benevolent and malevolent, who tested the worthiness of those who sought entry. One of the most famous tales associated with Tir na Nog is the story of Oisin, a legendary warrior and poet of the Fianna, the elite band of warriors led by Finn Mac Cumhale. Oisin's life took an extraordinary turn when he encountered Niamh Chin War, a radiant maiden who emerged from the sea on a white horse. Niamh, daughter of the sea god Manannan MacLiar, invited Oisin to join her in Tir na Nog, enchanted by her beauty and the promise of eternal youth. Oisin accepted her invitation and rode with her into the shimmering waves. They journeyed to a land where music filled the air, feasts never ended, and the trees bore fruit of gold. Oisin spent what he believed to be 3 years in Tir na Nog, reveling in its pleasures and forgetting the world he had left behind. However, time in the otherworld flows differently, and when Oisin returned to Ireland, he discovered that 300 years had passed. The Fianna were gone, and the land he knew was transformed beyond recognition. As soon as his feet touched the mortal soil, the weight of centuries descended upon him, and he aged instantly, becoming a frail old man. This tale serves as a poignant reminder of the allure and the peril of the otherworld, a place of timeless beauty that can also lead to irreversible loss. The concept of the otherworld is deeply intertwined with the Celtic understanding of life and death. The Celts did not view death as an end, but as a transition to another realm, a journey to a place where the spirits of ancestors resided. Tir na Nog was not the only otherworld in Celtic mythology. There were other realms, each with its own unique characteristics and inhabitants. Some were paradises of eternal bliss, while others were places of trial and torment. The belief in these realms shaped the Celtic worldview, influencing their rituals, customs, and social structures. For example, the practice of burying the dead with grave goods suggests a belief that the deceased would need these items in the afterlife. Similarly, the construction of elaborate burial mounds and standing stones may have been intended to mark the boundaries between the worlds and to honor the spirits of the ancestors. The Children of the Dawn Sea, or Tuatha De Danann, are perhaps the most significant inhabitants of the Celtic Otherworld. They were a supernatural race who arrived in Ireland from the sky or from distant islands, bringing with them powerful magic and advanced knowledge. The Tuatha De Danann possessed incredible skills in craftsmanship, poetry, and warfare, and they ruled Ireland for many years, ushering in an era of prosperity and enlightenment. Their origins are shrouded in mystery, and their true nature remains a subject of debate among scholars. Some believe that they were gods and goddesses, while others suggest that they were a historical people who were later mythologized. Regardless of their origins, the Tuatha De Danann played a crucial role in shaping Celtic culture and mythology. Among the most prominent figures of the Tuatha De Danann are deities such as Danu, the mother goddess, Luff, the god of light and skill, and Brigid, the goddess of fire, poetry, and healing. Danu is considered the ancestral mother of the Tuatha De Danann, and her name is associated with rivers, fertility, and abundance. Luff was a master of all arts and crafts, and he was revered as a hero and a protector. Brigid was one of the most beloved goddesses in Celtic mythology, and her influence extended to various aspects of life, from childbirth to agriculture. These deities were not distant and aloof figures, but were deeply involved in the lives of humans, offering guidance, protection, and inspiration. The Celts honored them through rituals, prayers, and offerings, seeking their favor and assistance in times of need. The arrival of the Tuatha De Danann in Ireland is often described as a dramatic event, marked by battles and magical contests. According to legend, they arrived in a cloud of mist, descending upon the land like a divine force. They clashed with the Firbolg, the previous inhabitants of Ireland, in a series of battles that ultimately led to the Tuatha De Danann's victory. The most famous of these battles was the Battle of Mag Twyard, where the Tuatha De Danann demonstrated their superior skills in warfare and magic. The outcome of this battle established their dominance over Ireland and ushered in a new era of Celtic civilization. However, their reign was not without its challenges, and they faced numerous threats from both mortal and supernatural enemies. After ruling Ireland for many years, the Tuatha De Danann eventually retreated to the Otherworld, choosing to dwell in hidden realms and magical strongholds. Some say that they were defeated by the Milesians, the ancestors of the modern Irish people, while others believe that they simply chose to withdraw from the mortal world. Regardless of the reason, their departure marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter in Irish history. However, the Tuatha De Danann did not disappear entirely. They continued to exert their influence from the Otherworld, appearing in dreams, visions, and encounters with mortals. They became the fairies and the elves of Celtic folklore, the guardians of the land and the protectors of its people. The legacy of the Tuatha Dé Danann is deeply embedded in Celtic culture, shaping its art, literature, and spirituality. Their stories continue to be told and retold, inspiring generations of artists, writers, and dreamers. They represent the enduring power of myth and the human capacity for imagination. The concept of the otherworld, as embodied by Tir na Nog and the Tuatha Dé Danann, offers a glimpse into a realm of infinite possibilities, a place where the boundaries of reality blur and the imagination takes flight. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of Celtic mythology, we discover the profound wisdom and the enduring beauty of these ancient tales. Imagine yourself walking through an ancient forest in Ireland, the trees towering above you like silent guardians. The air is cool and damp, and the ground is covered in moss and fallen leaves. As you venture deeper into the woods, you begin to notice subtle changes in the environment. The trees seem to glow with an ethereal light, and the sounds of the forest become more melodic and harmonious. You stumble upon a hidden clearing, where a circle of standing stones stands bathed in moonlight. This could be a sacred grove, a place where the veil between worlds is thin and the spirits of the otherworld are close at hand. As you stand within the circle, you feel a sense of peace and tranquility wash over you, as if you have entered a realm of pure magic. The Celtic reverence for nature is deeply intertwined with their belief in the otherworld. The Celts saw the natural world as a reflection of the divine, a place where the gods and goddesses manifested their power and presence. Trees, rivers, mountains, and springs were all considered sacred, and they were often associated with specific deities or spirits. The otherworld was not a separate realm, but an integral part of the natural world, a hidden dimension that coexisted with a mortal realm. The Celts believed that by connecting with nature, they could gain access to the wisdom and the power of the otherworld. This reverence for nature is still evident in Celtic culture today, in the preservation of ancient forests, the protection of sacred sites, and the celebration of seasonal festivals. One of the most fascinating aspects of Celtic mythology is the concept of shape-shifting, the ability to transform into different forms, both animal and human. Shape-shifting was a common attribute of gods, goddesses, and heroes, allowing them to move freely between worlds and to assume different roles and identities. The Morgan, the goddess of war and fate, was known for her ability to transform into a raven, a wolf, or a cow, depending on her purpose. Finn Mac Cumhale, the legendary leader of the Fianna, gained the knowledge of all things by tasting the salmon of wisdom, a fish that had consumed the hazelnuts of knowledge that fell into a sacred well. These tales of shape-shifting reflect the Celtic belief in the fluidity of identity and the interconnectedness of all things. The Celts also believed in the power of dreams as a gateway to the otherworld. Dreams were seen as messages from the gods, visions of the future, or encounters with the spirits of the dead. Dream interpretation was a highly valued skill, and skilled dreamers were consulted for guidance and advice. The otherworld often appeared in dreams as a place of beauty, wonder, and enchantment, offering solace, inspiration, and healing. The act of dreaming was seen as a journey to another realm, a temporary escape from the constraints of the mortal world. As you drift off to sleep tonight, allow your mind to wander into the realm of dreams and see what wonders await you in the hidden corners of your imagination. The influence of Celtic mythology extends far beyond the borders of Ireland and the British Isles. Celtic culture has spread throughout the world, carried by immigrants, artists, and scholars who have been inspired by its beauty and its wisdom. Celtic symbols such as the Celtic knot, the shamrock, and the harp have become iconic emblems of Irish identity. Celtic music, with its haunting melodies and its evocative lyrics, has captivated audiences around the globe. Celtic literature, from the ancient epics to the modern novels, continues to explore the themes of love, loss, and the search for meaning. The legacy of Celtic mythology is a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and the human need to connect with the past. As we conclude our journey into the Celtic Otherworld, let us carry with us the lessons and the insights that we have gained. The tales of Tir na Nog and the Children of the Dawn remind us of the importance of imagination, the power of nature, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. May the mists of the otherworld continue to inspire us, to challenge us, and to guide us on our own personal quests. As you prepare to drift off to sleep, let the gentle whispers of the Celtic myths lull you into a peaceful and restorative slumber. Imagine yourself surrounded by the beauty and the magic of the otherworld, a place where dreams come alive and the boundaries of reality fade away. The concept of fate and destiny plays a significant role in Celtic mythology. Characters often find themselves bound by prophecies or geasa, taboos, which dictate their actions and ultimately shape their destinies. These prophecies and geasa are not merely constraints, but also opportunities for characters to demonstrate their courage, wisdom, and resilience. The story of Cú Chulainn, one of the greatest heroes in Irish mythology, is a prime example. He was bound by a geas that forbade him from eating dog meat, but when he was offered it by an old woman in need, he was forced to break his geas, leading to his eventual downfall. This tale illustrates the complex interplay between fate and free will, and the consequences of choices made in the face of destiny. The role of women in Celtic mythology is complex and multifaceted. While Celtic society was patriarchal, women held positions of power and influence, both in the mortal world and in the otherworld. Goddesses like Brigid, Morgan, and Machu were powerful figures who wielded considerable authority and were revered for their wisdom, strength, and beauty. Female warriors, such as Queen Meb of Connacht, were known for their courage and their strategic prowess. These women challenged traditional gender roles and demonstrated the strength and resilience of women in Celtic society. Their stories continue to inspire and empower women today, serving as a reminder of the importance of female leadership and the potential for women to achieve greatness. The Celtic reverence for ancestors is another key aspect of their spiritual beliefs. The Celts believed that the spirits of the dead continue to exist in the otherworld and that they could influence the lives of the living. Ancestor veneration was a common practice, with families honoring their deceased relatives through rituals, prayers, and offerings. Burial mounds and standing stones were often erected to mark the graves of ancestors and to serve as places of connection between the worlds. The Celts believed that by honoring their ancestors, they could gain access to their wisdom, protection, and guidance. This reverence for ancestors is still evident in Celtic culture today. In the celebration of festivals like Samhain, Halloween, which marks the beginning of the Celtic New Year and the time when the veil between worlds is thinnest. The importance of hospitality is a recurring theme in Celtic mythology. Offering food, shelter, and companionship to travelers was considered a sacred duty, and those who violated this code of conduct were often punished severely. The story of the Dagda, one of the most important gods in Celtic mythology, illustrates this point. He was known for his generosity and his willingness to share his abundance with others. When he encountered a group of travelers in need, he offered them food, drink, and shelter, demonstrating his commitment to the principles of hospitality. This tale underscores the importance of kindness, compassion, and generosity in Celtic society. The concept of the hero's journey is a common motif in Celtic mythology. Heroes often embark on quests to prove their worth, to gain knowledge or power, or to rescue those in need. The concept of sacred spaces is a recurring theme in Celtic mythology. The Celts believed that certain places were imbued with special energy and that they could serve as gateways to the otherworld. These sacred spaces included forests, groves, springs, wells, mountains, and islands. They were often marked by standing stones, burial mounds, or other monuments, and they were used for rituals, ceremonies, and gatherings. The Celts believed that by visiting these sacred spaces, they could connect with the spirits of the land, gain access to the wisdom of the ancestors, and experience the power of the divine. These sacred spaces continue to be revered by many people today who seek solace, inspiration, and healing in their presence. The role of fate and destiny is a constant presence in Celtic mythology, often intertwined with the actions of gods, heroes, and mortals alike. Prophecies and gisa, or taboos, frequently dictate the course of events, shaping the lives of characters and leading them towards their predetermined ends. However, even within the confines of fate, characters often have the opportunity to exercise their free will, making choices that determine their ultimate destinies. This interplay between fate and free will is a central theme in many Celtic myths, exploring the complexities of human existence and the challenges of navigating a world where both forces are at play. The story of Deirdre of the Sorrows, whose beauty was prophesied to bring tragedy, exemplifies this theme, as her life unfolds according to the prophecy despite her attempts to escape her fate. As you settle in for a peaceful night's sleep, allow the essence of Celtic mythology to envelop you like a warm blanket. Envision yourself standing at the edge of a mystical forest, the air filled with the scent of pine and damp earth. The trees whisper ancient secrets, and the moonlight filters through the leaves, creating an ethereal glow. You feel a sense of connection to the land, to the ancestors, and to the magic that permeates the world around you. This is the spirit of the Celtic Otherworld, a place where dreams come alive and the boundaries of reality blur. Let the gentle rhythms of nature lull you into a deep and restful slumber, and may your dreams be filled with the beauty and the wisdom of the Celtic tradition. The stories of the Celts are not just tales of the past, but living myths that continue to resonate with us today, offering guidance, inspiration, and a sense of belonging in a world that often feels fragmented and disconnected. The concept of transformation is a powerful and recurring motif in Celtic mythology. Characters often undergo physical, emotional, or spiritual transformations, reflecting their growth, their resilience, and their ability to adapt to the ever-changing circumstances of life. Shape-shifting, as mentioned earlier, is a literal form of transformation, allowing gods, goddesses, and heroes to assume different forms and to move freely between worlds. But transformation can also take place on a more symbolic level, as characters learn from their mistakes, overcome their challenges, and emerge stronger and wiser as a result. The story of the Dagda, who transforms from a seemingly foolish and clumsy figure into a powerful and benevolent leader, exemplifies this theme, demonstrating the potential for transformation that lies within each of us. The importance of balance and harmony is another key aspect of Celtic spirituality. The Celts believed that the world was governed by a delicate balance of opposing forces, such as light and darkness, good and evil, male and female. Maintaining this balance was essential for ensuring the well-being of individuals, communities, and the natural world. When balance was disrupted, chaos and destruction could ensue. The Celts sought to restore balance through rituals, ceremonies, and ethical behavior. They believed that by living in harmony with nature, with their ancestors, and with each other, they could create a more just, peaceful, and sustainable world. This emphasis on balance and harmony is still relevant today, as we grapple with the challenges of environmental degradation, social inequality, and political polarization. The Celtic belief in the interconnectedness of all things is a fundamental principle of their worldview. The Celts saw the world as a web of relationships, where everything was connected to everything else. Humans were not separate from nature, but were an integral part of it. The mortal world was not separate from the other world, but was intertwined with it. The past was not separate from the present, but was constantly influencing it. This sense of interconnectedness fostered a deep sense of responsibility and stewardship towards the natural world and towards future generations. The Celts believed that their actions had consequences that extended far beyond their own lives, and that they had a duty to act in ways that would benefit the whole community of life. This emphasis on interconnectedness is a valuable lesson for us today as we strive to create a more sustainable and equitable world. As you drift further into the realm of sleep, Allow the ancient wisdom of the Celts to guide you towards a place of peace and tranquility. Imagine yourself walking through a sacred grove, the air filled with the scent of wildflowers and the sound of birdsong. The trees whisper ancient secrets, and the sunlight filters through the leaves, creating an ethereal glow. You feel a sense of connection to the land, to the ancestors, and to the magic that permeates the world around you. This is the spirit of the Celtic Otherworld, a place where dreams come alive and the boundaries of reality blur. Let the gentle rhythms of nature lull you into a deep and restful slumber, and may your dreams be filled with the beauty and the wisdom of the Celtic tradition. The stories of the Celts are not just tales of the past, but living myths that continue to resonate with us today, offering guidance, inspiration, and a sense of belonging in a world that often feels fragmented and disconnected. Let the magic of the Celts watch over you as you sleep, and may you awaken refreshed and renewed, ready to embrace the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead. And as you rest, consider the concept of synchronicity, a term coined by Carl Jung to describe meaningful coincidences that seem to defy causality. The Celtic Otherworld, with its fluid boundaries and interconnectedness, can be seen as a realm where synchronicity thrives. Perhaps the whispers you hear on the wind, the images that flicker in your mind's eye, are not random occurrences but meaningful messages from the other world, guiding you on your path. The ancient Celts were keen observers of nature, and they believed that the natural world was full of signs and symbols that could reveal hidden truths. They paid close attention to the movements of animals, the patterns of the stars, and the changing seasons, seeking to understand the deeper meaning of these phenomena. In a similar way, we can cultivate our own sensitivity to synchronicity, paying attention to the coincidences and unexpected events that occur in our lives, and asking ourselves what they might be trying to tell us. This practice can help us to connect with the other world and to discover new possibilities for growth and transformation. Think about the cyclical nature of time, a concept deeply ingrained in Celtic cosmology. Unlike the linear view of time that dominates modern Western thought, the Celts saw time as a wheel, constantly turning and returning upon itself. The seasons, the cycles of the moon, and the human life cycle were all seen as expressions of this cyclical pattern. This understanding of time had a profound impact on Celtic culture, shaping their rituals, their art, and their worldview. They believed that the past, present, and future were all interconnected, and that events in one time period could influence events in another. This perspective allowed them to see the world as a dynamic and ever-changing process, rather than a fixed and static entity. Reflect on how this contrasts with our modern perception of time as a commodity to be managed and controlled. The Celtic view invites us to embrace the flow of time, to accept the inevitability of change, and to find meaning in the recurring patterns of life. This cyclical perspective can offer solace in times of difficulty, reminding us that even the darkest night will eventually give way to the dawn. Imagine the ancient Celtic bards, the storytellers and poets who held a revered position in their society. These individuals were not merely entertainers, but were also keepers of knowledge, historians, and spiritual guides. They possessed an encyclopedic knowledge of Celtic mythology, history, and law, and they used their skills to transmit this knowledge to future generations. The bards were also believed to have the ability to communicate with the otherworld, and their poems and songs were often infused with the magic and mystery of that realm. They were masters of language, able to craft words that could inspire, heal, and transform. The bards played a crucial role in maintaining the cultural identity of the Celtic people, preserving their traditions and values in the face of external pressures. Their stories served as a source of inspiration and guidance, helping people to navigate the challenges of life and to find meaning in their existence. Consider the power of storytelling in our own lives. Stories can connect us to our past, help us to understand the present, and inspire us to create a better future. By listening to the stories of the Celts, we can gain a deeper appreciation for their culture and their wisdom, and we can also discover new perspectives on our own lives. Now, consider the profound connection between the Celts and the natural world. They viewed nature not as a resource to be exploited, but as a sacred entity to be revered. Trees, rivers, mountains, and animals were all seen as possessing their own spirits and powers. The Celts believed that humans had a responsibility to live in harmony with nature and to protect its delicate balance. They practiced sustainable agriculture, respected the cycles of the seasons, and avoided unnecessary harm to the environment. Their reverence for nature is reflected in their mythology, which is full of stories about deities and spirits associated with specific natural features. For example, rivers were often personified as goddesses, and sacred groves were believed to be the dwelling places of powerful spirits. The Celts understood that their well-being was inextricably linked to the health of the natural world. This understanding is more relevant than ever today as we face the challenges of climate change, deforestation, and pollution. The Celtic reverence for nature can serve as a reminder of our own responsibility to protect the environment and to live in a more sustainable way. By reconnecting with nature, we can also reconnect with our own spiritual selves and find a deeper sense of meaning and purpose. As you continue to relax, let's explore the concept of liminal spaces. These are transitional places, neither here nor there, that exist on the threshold between different realms. Think of a doorway, a forest clearing, or the shoreline between land and sea. The Celts believed that these liminal spaces were particularly potent with magic, and that they could serve as gateways to the otherworld. The mists that often shroud the Celtic lands can also be seen as a form of liminal space, blurring the boundaries between the physical world and the spiritual realm. These spaces were often considered sacred, and rituals were performed in them to invoke the powers of the otherworld. The concept of liminality can also be applied to times of transition in our own lives, such as periods of change, uncertainty, or grief. These times can be challenging, but they can also be opportunities for growth and transformation. By embracing the liminal spaces in our own lives, we can open ourselves up to new possibilities and discover hidden strengths within ourselves. Contemplate the significance of the number 3 in Celtic symbolism. The number 3 appears repeatedly in Celtic art, mythology, and spirituality. It represents a variety of concepts, including the 3 realms of earth, sea, and sky. The 3 aspects of the goddess, maiden, mother, and crone, and the 3 qualities of mind, body, and spirit. The triskele, a spiral symbol with 3 legs, is a common motif in Celtic art and is believed to represent the interconnectedness of these 3 realms or aspects. The Celts saw the number 3 as a symbol of wholeness, completeness, and harmony. It represents the integration of opposing forces and the creation of something new and beautiful. Consider how the number 3 manifests in your own life. Perhaps you have 3 close friends, 3 important goals, or 3 core values that guide your decisions. Reflect on the significance of these triads and how they contribute to your sense of identity and purpose. Now, let your mind wander to the concept of thin places. These are locations where the veil between the physical world and the spiritual realm is believed to be particularly thin. In these places, it is said that communication with the other world is easier and that the presence of spirits is more palpable. Many ancient Celtic sites, such as stone circles, burial mounds, and sacred wells, are considered to be thin places. People often visit these sites to connect with the energy of the land, to seek guidance from the other world, or to experience a sense of spiritual renewal. The concept of thin places is not limited to physical locations. It can also apply to certain states of mind, such as meditation, prayer, or deep relaxation. When we quiet our minds and open our hearts, we can create our own thin places, allowing us to connect with the spiritual realm and to experience a sense of peace and connection. Think about places or activities that help you to feel more connected to something larger than yourself. These may be your own personal thin places, offering you a glimpse into the mysteries of the other world. Consider the role of dreams in Celtic spirituality. The Celts believed that dreams were a portal to the other world, a place where the soul could travel and receive guidance from spirits and ancestors. They paid close attention to their dreams, interpreting them as messages from the divine. Certain individuals, such as druids and shamans, were believed to have the ability to interpret dreams and to use them to gain insights into the future. The Celts also practiced dream incubation, a technique of intentionally inducing dreams in order to receive guidance or healing. This practice involved sleeping in a sacred place, such as a temple or a burial mound, and focusing on a specific question or intention before falling asleep. By working with their dreams, the Celts were able to tap into the wisdom of the unconscious mind and to connect with the spiritual realm. As you drift off to sleep tonight, consider setting an intention to remember your dreams and to pay attention to the messages they may contain. You may be surprised at the insights and guidance that come to you from the depths of your own subconscious. Reflect on the concept of Anam Cara, a Gaelic term that means soul friend. An Anam Cara is a person who is deeply connected to your soul, someone who understands you on a profound level and who supports your growth and well-being. The Celts believed that having an Anam Cara was essential for spiritual development, and that these relationships could provide guidance, comfort, and inspiration throughout life. An Anam Cara is not simply a friend, but a spiritual companion, someone who challenges you to be your best self and who helps you to stay true to your own path. These relationships are often characterized by deep trust, mutual respect, and unconditional love. Consider the people in your own life who you consider to be your Anam Caras. These may be family members, friends, mentors, or even spiritual teachers. Appreciate the gifts that these relationships bring to your life and nurture them with care and attention. As you continue to relax, let's explore the Celtic concept of Awn. Awn is a Welsh word that refers to divine inspiration, poetic inspiration, or the creative life force. It is often associated with the bards and druids, who are believed to be channels for this divine energy. Awn is not something that can be earned or acquired, but rather a gift that is bestowed upon those who are open to receiving it. It is a source of creativity, wisdom, and spiritual insight. The Celts believed that Awn could be accessed through various practices, such as meditation, prayer, and spending time in nature. It is a force that connects us to the divine and inspires us to create beauty and meaning in the world. Think about times in your own life when you have felt particularly inspired or creative. These may have been moments when you were connected to Awn, allowing you to express your true self and to share your gifts with the world. Now, consider the Celtic belief in reincarnation. While not universally held, many Celts believed that the soul was immortal and that it would be reborn into new lives after death. This belief was closely linked to their cyclical view of time and their understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. The concept of reincarnation provided comfort in the face of death, assuring people that their existence would continue beyond the physical realm. It also encouraged them to live their lives in a way that would benefit their future incarnations. The Celts believed that the choices they made in this life would have consequences in their next life, and that they had a responsibility to act with integrity and compassion. Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, the Celtic perspective can offer valuable insights into the nature of life and death. It reminds us that we are all part of a larger cycle and that our actions have lasting consequences. As you drift deeper into sleep, let's reflect on the power of gratitude. The Celts had a deep appreciation for the gifts of nature and the blessings of life. They expressed their gratitude through rituals, ceremonies, and offerings. They gave thanks for the harvest, for the abundance of the land, and for the beauty of the natural world. They also expressed gratitude to their ancestors, to the spirits, and to the divine. Practicing gratitude is a powerful way to cultivate joy, contentment, and well-being. When we focus on the things we are grateful for, we shift our attention away from our problems and towards the positive aspects of our lives. This can help us to feel more resilient, more optimistic, and more connected to the world around us. Before you fall asleep tonight, take a few moments to reflect on the things you are grateful for. This simple practice can help you to drift off to sleep with a peaceful and contented heart. Finally, as you surrender to the embrace of sleep, remember the enduring legacy of the Celts. Their stories, their art, and their spiritual traditions continue to inspire and enrich our lives today. They offer us a glimpse into a world where magic is real, where nature is sacred, and where the boundaries between the physical and spiritual realms are blurred. The Celts remind us of our connection to the past, to the earth, and to each other. They invite us to live our lives with courage, compassion, and creativity. May their wisdom guide you on your journey, and may their magic watch over you as you sleep. And now, as the gentle rhythm of the music washes over you, allow your mind to quiet and your body to relax. Let go of any tension or stress that you may be holding on to, and surrender to the peace and tranquility of the present moment. Imagine yourself lying on a soft bed of moss, surrounded by the ancient trees of a sacred grove. The air is filled with the scent of wildflowers and the sound of birdsong. A gentle breeze caresses your skin, and the sunlight filters through the leaves, creating a dappled pattern of light and shadow. You feel safe, secure, and deeply connected to the earth. As you breathe deeply, you can feel the energy of the forest flowing through you, nourishing your body, mind, and spirit. You are surrounded by the wisdom of the ages, the magic of the other world, and the love of the divine. Let go of all your worries and fears, and simply allow yourself to be. You are perfect just as you are, and you are loved beyond measure. Consider the intricate knotwork patterns that are so characteristic of Celtic art. These patterns are not merely decorative, but are believed to have symbolic meaning. The endless knots, with their interwoven lines and lack of beginning or end, represent the interconnectedness of all things, the cyclical nature of life, and the eternal flow of time. They also symbolize the journey of the soul, with its twists and turns, its challenges and triumphs. The Celts used knotwork to decorate everything from jewelry and weapons to religious objects and monuments. These intricate patterns served as a reminder of the deeper meaning of life and the interconnectedness of all things. As you gaze at these knotwork patterns, let your mind wander through the labyrinthine paths, exploring the mysteries of the universe and the depths of your own soul. As you continue to relax, let's delve into the significance of the Ogham alphabet, an ancient system of writing used by the Celts. Ogham is not just a set of letters, but also a symbolic language, with each letter associated with a different tree, animal, or aspect of nature. The Ogham alphabet was often used for divination, with practitioners interpreting the meaning of the letters to gain insights into the future or to understand the present. The Ogham also served as a form of secret communication, allowing the Celts to convey messages that were hidden from outsiders. The Ogham alphabet is a testament to the Celts' deep connection to nature and their understanding of the symbolic language of the universe. Each tree represented in the Ogham carries specific energies and meanings, offering guidance and wisdom to those who seek it. Connecting with the Ogham can be a powerful way to deepen your understanding of Celtic spirituality and to connect with the wisdom of the ancient world. Now, think about the concept of the Celtic soul. While it is difficult to define, the Celtic soul is often described as being deeply connected to nature, fiercely independent, and passionately creative. It is a soul that values tradition, cherishes freedom, and embraces the mysteries of the otherworld. The Celtic soul is also known for its resilience, its ability to endure hardship, and its unwavering spirit. It is a soul that has been shaped by the rugged landscapes, the turbulent history, and the rich cultural heritage of the Celtic lands. Perhaps you feel a resonance with the Celtic soul, a sense of belonging to a lineage that stretches back thousands of years. If so, embrace this connection and allow it to inspire you to live your life with passion, purpose, and authenticity. As you drift further into sleep, let's consider the importance of ritual in Celtic spirituality. Rituals were an integral part of Celtic life, used to mark important events, to celebrate the seasons, and to connect with the divine. Rituals provided a framework for expressing gratitude, seeking guidance, and creating community. They also served as a way to honor the ancestors, to appease the spirits, and to maintain balance in the world. Celtic rituals often involved music, dance, storytelling, and offerings. They were performed in sacred places such as groves, wells, and stone circles. While many of the ancient Celtic rituals have been lost to time, their spirit lives on in modern pagan and Celtic Reconstructionist traditions. Participating in ritual can be a powerful way to connect with the past, to deepen your spiritual practice, and to create meaning in your life. And finally, as sleep gently claims you, remember the words of the ancient Celts. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Sleep well, and may your dreams be filled with the magic and the mystery of the Celtic Otherworld. Allow the ancient wisdom of the Celts to guide you to a place of deep peace and restorative sleep. Know that you are connected to a long and powerful lineage, and that you are surrounded by the love and protection of the divine. Release all your worries and fears, and surrender to the gentle embrace of sleep. You are safe, you are loved, and you are at peace. Now consider the concept of Nemetin. The Nemetin were sacred groves or sanctuaries in Celtic religion. These natural spaces, often forests or wooded areas, were considered to be places of great spiritual power and were used for various religious ceremonies, rituals, and gatherings. The word Nemetin is of Celtic origin and is believed to mean sacred grove or sacred space. The Nemetin were often located in secluded and natural settings, away from human habitation, emphasizing their connection to the natural world and the divine. They were regarded as places where the boundary between the mortal and spiritual realms was thin, allowing for communication with deities and spirits. The Druids, the priestly class of the Celts, played a significant role in the ceremonies and rituals conducted in the Nemetin. They were responsible for maintaining the sanctity of these sacred spaces and for interpreting the will of the gods. The Nemetin were not just places of worship, but also centers of learning, where the Druids imparted knowledge and wisdom to their students. The ceremonies conducted in the Nemeton varied, but they often involved sacrifices, offerings, and prayers to the gods. The Celts believed that these rituals would ensure the prosperity and well-being of their communities. The Nemeton were also used for initiations and other important life cycle events. Now, let's think about the animals in Celtic mythology. Animals held a significant place in Celtic culture and mythology, often seen as symbols of specific deities, possessing unique powers and representing various aspects of the natural world. Certain animals were revered for their wisdom, strength, or connection to the otherworld, the realm of spirits and the divine. The Celts believed that animals could act as messengers, guides, or protectors, bridging the gap between the human and spiritual realms. For example, the stag, with its majestic antlers, was often associated with the god Cernunnos, representing fertility, virility, and the cycle of life and death. The boar, known for its courage and ferocity, symbolized strength, warfare, and abundance. Birds, such as ravens and crows, were often associated with prophecy, divination, and the Morrigan, the goddess of war and fate. Salmon were revered for their wisdom and knowledge, believed to have gained it by consuming hazelnuts that fell into sacred wells. Horses were symbols of power, nobility, and transportation, often linked to the sun god and used in chariot races and warfare. Even mythical creatures like dragons and unicorns found their place in Celtic lore, representing primal forces, magical powers, and the connection between the earthly and spiritual realms. The Celts paid close attention to the behavior and characteristics of animals, interpreting them as omens, signs, or messages from the gods. Animals played a crucial role in their rituals, ceremonies, and daily lives, serving as reminders of the interconnectedness between humans and the natural world. As you relax, consider the Celtic Tree of Life. The Celtic Tree of Life is a powerful symbol representing the interconnectedness of all living things, the cycle of life, death, and rebirth, and the link between the earthly and spiritual realms. It embodies the Celtic reverence for nature and their belief in the sacredness of trees. The Tree of Life is often depicted with its branches reaching towards the sky and its roots extending deep into the earth, symbolizing the connection between the upper and lower worlds. The branches represent the heavens, the realm of the gods and spirits, while the roots represent the underworld, the realm of the ancestors and the source of life. The trunk of the tree symbolizes the present moment, the earthly realm where humans reside. The Tree of Life also represents the balance and harmony between opposing forces, such as light and darkness, male and female, and the physical and spiritual. It is a symbol of strength, wisdom, and longevity, as trees can live for centuries, witnessing the changing seasons and the passage of time. The Celts believed that trees were sacred beings, possessing their own spirits and powers. They often held ceremonies and rituals in groves of trees, seeking guidance and connection with the divine. The Tree of Life serves as a reminder of our own connection to nature and the importance of respecting and protecting the environment. It also symbolizes our own personal growth and development as we strive to reach our full potential and to live in harmony with the world around us. Let's now delve into the Celtic festivals. The Celts celebrated various festivals throughout the year, marking important agricultural events, seasonal changes, and spiritual occasions. These festivals were deeply rooted in their connection to the land, their reverence for nature, and their belief in the cyclical nature of time. The festivals were not just celebrations, but also times of reflection, renewal, and connection with the community. Samhain, celebrated on October 31st, marked the end of summer and the beginning of winter, a time when the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead was believed to be thin. It was a time to honor ancestors, to remember loved ones who had passed away, and to prepare for the darkness of winter. Imbolc, celebrated on February 1st, marked the midpoint between winter and spring, a time of purification, renewal, and the first signs of new life. It was associated with the goddess Brigid, representing fertility, healing, and poetry. Beltane, celebrated on May 1st, marked the beginning of summer, a time of fertility, passion, and celebration of life. Bonfires were lit, and couples would leap over the flames to ensure a prosperous and fertile year. Lugnasad, celebrated on August 1st, marked the beginning of the harvest season, a time of gratitude, abundance, and feasting. It was dedicated to the god Luff, representing craftsmanship, skill, and light. These festivals were integral to the Celtic way of life, providing a framework for understanding the natural world, connecting with the spiritual realm, and celebrating the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. As you get even more comfortable, consider the Celtic view on death. Death was not seen as an end, but rather as a transition to another realm, a continuation of the soul's journey. The Celts believed in the immortality of the soul and the possibility of reincarnation, with the soul returning to the world in a new form. This belief influenced their attitudes towards death, viewing it not as a cause for fear, but as a natural part of the cycle of life. Burial rituals were elaborate and varied, depending on the status of the deceased and the customs of the specific Celtic tribe. Some were cremated, while others were buried in tombs or mounds, often accompanied by offerings of food, weapons, and jewelry. These offerings were intended to provide sustenance and comfort to the soul in the afterlife. The Celts also honored their ancestors, believing that they continued to influence the lives of the living. They would often seek guidance and protection from their ancestors, recognizing their wisdom and experience. The Celtic view of death emphasized the importance of living a virtuous life, as the actions of the living would have consequences in the afterlife. It also fostered a sense of connection between the living and the dead, blurring the boundaries between the mortal and spiritual realms. Now consider the Druids. The Druids were the priestly class in ancient Celtic societies, holding positions of great authority and influence. They were more than just religious leaders. They were also scholars, judges, teachers and advisors to kings and chieftains. The Druids played a crucial role in preserving Celtic culture, knowledge, and traditions, passing down their wisdom through oral teachings and rituals. Their knowledge encompassed a wide range of subjects, including astronomy, medicine, law, history, and philosophy. They were skilled in divination, prophecy, and magic, believed to be able to communicate with the gods and spirits. The Druids served as mediators between the human and spiritual realms, conducting ceremonies, performing sacrifices, and interpreting omens. They also acted as judges in disputes, resolving conflicts and enforcing laws. The Druids held a deep reverence for nature, believing that the natural world was sacred and interconnected. They conducted their ceremonies in groves of trees, near sacred wells, or on hilltops, seeking to connect with the energies of the earth. The Druids were initiated into their order through a rigorous training process that could last for many years. They were required to memorize vast amounts of knowledge, master complex rituals, and demonstrate their spiritual abilities. The Druids were highly respected members of Celtic society, playing a vital role in maintaining social order, preserving cultural traditions, and connecting the people with the divine. As you continue to drift off, consider the concept of fate in Celtic mythology. Fate played a significant role in Celtic mythology, often depicted as an inescapable force that governed the lives of gods and mortals alike. The Celts believed that certain events were predetermined and that individuals had little control over their destinies. However, they also believed in the importance of free will and the ability to influence one's fate through courage, wisdom, and virtuous actions. The concept of fate was often personified by goddesses, such as the Morrigan, who were believed to have the power to foresee the future and to shape the course of events. These goddesses were not necessarily malevolent, but rather represented the impartial and inevitable nature of fate. Celtic heroes and heroines were often confronted with their destinies, facing challenges and making choices that would ultimately determine their fate. Some embraced their fate with courage and determination, while others attempted to defy it, often with tragic consequences. The Celtic belief in fate did not lead to fatalism or resignation, but rather inspired a sense of responsibility and a commitment to living a life of purpose and meaning. Even though the future may be uncertain, the Celts believed that individuals had the power to shape their own destinies through their actions and choices. Now, let's explore the concept of Celtic magic. Celtic magic was deeply intertwined with their reverence for nature, their belief in the interconnectedness of all things, and their connection to the otherworld. It was not seen as a supernatural force separate from the natural world, but rather as an inherent power that resided within all living things. The Celts believed that certain individuals, such as druids, bards, and healers, possessed a greater understanding and ability to harness this magical power. Celtic magic was used for a variety of purposes, including healing, protection, divination, and influencing the weather. Spells, rituals, and charms were often used to invoke the power of the gods, spirits, and ancestors. Herbs, stones, and other natural objects were believed to possess magical properties and were used in potions, amulets, and talismans. Music, poetry, and storytelling were also considered to be powerful forms of magic, capable of inspiring, healing, and transforming. Celtic magic emphasized the importance of intention, visualization, and connection with the natural world. It was a practice rooted in respect, reverence, and a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. As you settle into sleep, let's consider the Celtic heroes and heroines. Celtic mythology is filled with tales of courageous heroes and heroines who embodied the values of their culture, such as strength, loyalty, wisdom, and honor. These figures faced incredible challenges, battled fearsome monsters, and overcame seemingly insurmountable obstacles, becoming symbols of inspiration and role models for future generations. Cuchulainn, the legendary Irish warrior, was renowned for his superhuman strength, his skill in battle, and his unwavering loyalty to his people. Queen Medb of Connacht was a powerful and ambitious ruler, known for her intelligence, her cunning, and her determination to achieve her goals. Finn Mac Cumhale, the leader of the Fianna, was a wise and just leader, a skilled hunter, and a master of magic. These are just a few examples of the many Celtic heroes and heroines who have captured the imagination and inspired countless generations. Their stories continue to resonate today, reminding us of the importance of courage, perseverance, and the pursuit of our dreams. Finally, as you succumb to the sweet embrace of sleep, remember that the myths and legends of the Celts are not just stories from the past, but living narratives that continue to shape our understanding of the world and ourselves. They offer us a glimpse into a world where magic is real, where nature is sacred, and where the human spirit is capable of extraordinary feats. May the wisdom of the Celts guide you on your journey, and may their magic watch over you as you sleep. Sleep soundly, dream deeply, and awaken refreshed, ready to embrace the beauty and the mystery of life. The otherworld awaits you in your dreams, a realm of endless possibilities and boundless wonder. Let its magic fill your soul and guide you towards a brighter tomorrow. Good night, and as you continue to slumber peacefully, let's ponder upon the concept of Gisa in Celtic tradition. Gisa, singular, geis, were a form of taboo, oath, or binding obligation in ancient Celtic societies, particularly in Ireland and Scotland. A geis could be placed upon an individual, a group, or even a place, and it carried significant spiritual and social weight. Breaking a geis was believed to bring misfortune, illness, or even death. Gisa were often imposed by powerful figures, such as druids, kings, or even deities. They could be specific to an individual based on their personality, skills, or destiny, or they could be general, applying to all members of a particular community. Gisa were used to maintain social order, to ensure loyalty, and to protect sacred sites or objects. They could also be used to grant special powers or abilities, but with the caveat that these powers would be lost if the geis was broken. The most famous example of geis is that of the Irish hero Cuchulainn, who was bound by numerous Gisa that ultimately led to his downfall. Geese served as a powerful reminder of the importance of honoring one's word, respecting tradition, and maintaining balance in the world. They also highlighted the consequences of violating sacred oaths and the interconnectedness of actions and outcomes. As your sleep deepens, let's contemplate the concept of the Fae in Celtic lore. The Fae, also known as fairies, elves, or the good people, are supernatural beings that inhabit the otherworld in Celtic mythology. They are often depicted as beautiful, ethereal creatures with magical powers, living in hidden realms that exist alongside the human world. The Fae are a diverse group, ranging from benevolent guardians of nature to mischievous tricksters and even malevolent spirits. They are associated with forests, hills, rivers, and other natural features, believed to be the keepers of ancient knowledge and the protectors of the land. The Fae are often ambivalent towards humans, sometimes offering help and guidance, while other times leading them astray or causing mischief. They are governed by their own set of rules and customs, which are often mysterious and difficult for humans to understand. The Fae are attracted to beauty, music, and artistry, and they're said to be offended by rudeness, disrespect, and pollution. Interactions with the Fae can be both rewarding and dangerous, requiring caution, respect, and a knowledge of their ways. The Fae serve as a reminder of the unseen forces that surround us and the importance of respecting the natural world. With each breath you take, let's reflect on the Celtic understanding of dreams. Dreams were considered to be a portal to the otherworld, a realm where the soul could travel and communicate with spirits, ancestors, and deities. The Celts believed that dreams could provide insights into the future, reveal hidden truths, and offer guidance on important decisions. They paid close attention to their dreams, interpreting them as messages from the divine. Certain individuals, such as druids and shamans, were believed to have the ability to interpret dreams and to use them to gain knowledge and wisdom. The Celts also practiced dream incubation, a technique of intentionally inducing dreams in order to receive guidance or healing. This involved sleeping in a sacred place, such as a temple or a burial mound, and focusing on a specific question or intention before falling asleep. Dreams were seen as a valuable source of information and inspiration, offering a glimpse into the hidden realms of the unconscious mind and the spiritual world. They were treated with respect and reverence, and their messages were carefully considered. Now, as you're resting so comfortably, let's dive into the realm of Celtic music and its significance. Music played a vital role in Celtic culture, serving as a form of entertainment, a means of communication, and a connection to the spiritual realm. It was used to celebrate festivals, to commemorate important events, to tell stories, and to express emotions. Celtic music is characterized by its haunting melodies, its intricate ornamentation, and its use of traditional instruments, such as the harp, the flute, the fiddle, and the bagpipes. The harp was particularly revered, considered to be a symbol of Ireland and a link to the otherworld. Bards were highly skilled musicians and poets who held a prominent position in Celtic society. They were responsible for preserving the history, mythology, and traditions of their people through their songs and stories. Celtic music has a timeless quality that continues to resonate today, evoking a sense of longing, beauty, and connection to the past. It is a powerful force that can transport listeners to the misty landscapes and magical realms of Celtic mythology. And finally, as you surrender fully to the embrace of slumber, remember the enduring power of Celtic storytelling. Storytelling was a central part of Celtic culture, used to transmit knowledge, to entertain, and to inspire. Stories were passed down orally from generation to generation, preserving the history, mythology, and traditions of the Celtic people. Celtic stories are filled with heroes and heroines, gods and goddesses, magical creatures, and epic battles. They explore themes of love, loss, courage, loyalty, and the struggle between good and evil. Celtic stories are often complex and multi-layered, with hidden meanings and symbolic interpretations. They offer insights into the Celtic worldview, their values, and their beliefs. The stories of the Celts continue to captivate and inspire today, reminding us of the power of imagination, the importance of tradition, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Let the stories of the Celts fill your dreams with magic and wonder, guiding you on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. Sleep peacefully, and may the blessings of the Celts be upon you. The Celts also had a strong connection to the stars and the cosmos, viewing the heavens as a source of guidance, inspiration, and spiritual insight. They studied the movements of the stars and planets, using their knowledge to create calendars, predict seasonal changes, and navigate the seas. The Celts believed that the stars were connected to the otherworld and that they could influence the lives of humans. They identified constellations and asterisms, assigning them symbolic meanings and incorporating them into their mythology. The Milky Way, known as the Silver Path or the Road to the Otherworld, was seen as a pathway for souls to travel between the mortal and spiritual realms. The Celts celebrated astronomical events, such as solstices and equinoxes, with rituals and ceremonies, honoring the changing seasons and the cycles of nature. Their connection to the stars served as a reminder of the vastness of the universe and the interconnectedness of all things. And now, as you're sinking deeper and deeper into slumber, let's explore some common symbols in Celtic culture. Celtic symbols are rich in meaning and history, reflecting the culture's deep connection to nature, spirituality, and the cyclical nature of life. These symbols were not merely decorative, but served as visual representations of complex beliefs and concepts. The triskele, a spiral symbol with 3 legs, embodies the interconnectedness of the 3 realms: earth, sea, and sky, or mind, body, and spirit. The Celtic knot, with its intricate interwoven lines, symbolizes eternity, unity, and the continuous flow of life. The Tree of Life represents the connection between the earthly and spiritual realms, with its roots reaching deep into the earth and its branches extending towards the heavens. The Claddagh ring, featuring a heart, a crown, and 2 hands, represents love, loyalty, and friendship. These symbols and many others offer a glimpse into the Celtic worldview and their profound understanding of the universe. As you drift away into the dream world, let us now turn our attention to the topic of Celtic art. Celtic art is renowned for its intricate designs, its use of natural motifs, and its symbolic representations of Celtic beliefs. It encompasses a wide range of media, including metalwork, stonework, manuscript illumination, and jewelry. Celtic art is characterized by its use of spirals, knots, interlaced patterns, and zoomorphic designs, often incorporating animals, plants, and mythical creatures. The Celts were skilled metal workers, creating elaborate brooches, torques, and weapons adorned with intricate designs. They also carved intricate patterns into stone monuments, such as standing stones and high crosses. Celtic manuscript illumination reached its peak in the medieval period, with masterpieces like the Book of Kells showcasing the extraordinary skill and artistry of the Celtic monks. Celtic art is not just beautiful, but also deeply meaningful, reflecting the culture's connection to nature, spirituality, and the cyclical nature of life. As the night deepens, let's reflect upon the Celtic social structure. Celtic societies were typically organized into tribes or clans, each ruled by a chieftain or king. The social structure was hierarchical, with different classes or castes, including nobles, warriors, druids, bards, artisans, and farmers. The nobles were the ruling class, owning land and holding positions of power. The warriors were responsible for defending the tribe and maintaining order. The druids were the priestly class, serving as religious leaders, scholars, and judges. The bards were skilled musicians and poets, preserving the history and traditions of the tribe. The artisans were skilled craftsmen, creating tools, weapons, and jewelry. And the farmers were the backbone of the society, cultivating the land and providing food for the community. The druids, holding a particularly significant position, were not just religious figures, but also keepers of knowledge, historians, and advisors to the ruling class. They played a vital role in maintaining social order and preserving the cultural heritage of the Celts. Their wisdom was highly valued, and their influence extended to all aspects of Celtic life. The intricate social tapestry of Celtic society reflected a complex system of relationships and responsibilities, with each class contributing to the overall well-being of the community. As the night deepens, let us continue to explore the fascinating world of Celtic mythology and culture. Now, as you feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed, let's turn our attention to Celtic music. Celtic music is a vibrant and evocative art form that has captivated audiences for centuries. It is characterized by its use of traditional instruments, its lyrical melodies, and its themes of love, loss, nature, and mythology. The harp is perhaps the most iconic instrument in Celtic music, its delicate strings weaving enchanting melodies that transport listeners to another world. The fiddle, with its lively and energetic sound, adds a sense of exuberance and joy to the music. The flute, with its haunting and melancholic tones, evokes a sense of longing and nostalgia. The bodhrán, a frame drum played with a beater, provides a rhythmic heartbeat that drives the music forward. Celtic music is not just entertainment, but also a means of preserving cultural heritage and transmitting stories and traditions from one generation to the next. The songs often tell tales of heroes and heroines, of battles and conquests, of love and heartbreak. They reflect the Celtic worldview and their deep connection to the land and its history. As you listen to the soothing sounds of Celtic music, allow yourself to be transported to the mystical landscapes of ancient Ireland and Scotland. Let us now consider the role of women in Celtic society. Contrary to some historical accounts, women in Celtic society held positions of considerable influence and respect. They were not merely relegated to domestic roles, but could own property, engage in trade, and even hold positions of leadership. In some cases, women served as warriors and druids, demonstrating their strength, intelligence, and spiritual authority. Celtic mythology is filled with powerful female figures, such as Queen Maeve of Connacht, a fierce and independent ruler who led her armies into battle. The goddess Brigid, associated with fire, poetry, and healing, was revered as a symbol of feminine power and creativity. Women played a vital role in preserving cultural traditions and transmitting knowledge to future generations. They were skilled in crafts, such as weaving and embroidery, and their artistic creations often reflected their deep understanding of nature and spirituality. The respect accorded to women in Celtic society stands in stark contrast to the patriarchal norms of other ancient cultures. It reflects a more egalitarian worldview, where both men and women were valued for their unique contributions to the community. As you drift further into sleep, let us continue to explore the rich tapestry of Celtic culture. As your mind quiets and your body relaxes, let's delve into the significance of Celtic festivals. Celtic festivals were an integral part of Celtic life, marking the changing seasons and celebrating important events in the agricultural cycle. These festivals were not merely social gatherings, but also deeply religious ceremonies, honoring the gods and spirits and ensuring the continued prosperity of the community. Samhain, celebrated on October 31st, marked the end of summer and the beginning of winter. It was a time when the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead was believed to be thin, allowing spirits to pass through. Imbolc, celebrated on February 1st, marked the beginning of spring and the return of light and warmth. It was a time of purification and renewal, preparing for the coming of the growing season. Beltane, celebrated on May 1st, marked the beginning of summer and the fertility of the land. It was a time of feasting and celebration, honoring the union of the god and goddess and ensuring a bountiful harvest. Lughnasadh, celebrated on August 1st, marked the beginning of the harvest season. It was a time of thanksgiving and celebration, honoring the god Luff and giving thanks for the fruits of the earth. These festivals were not just isolated events, but were interconnected, forming a continuous cycle of celebration and renewal that reflected the Celtic understanding of the cyclical nature of life. Through rituals, ceremonies, and feasting, the Celts honored the gods, celebrated the changing seasons, and strengthen the bonds of community. As you prepare to enter the realm of dreams, remember the vibrant and meaningful traditions of the Celtic festivals. Now, as you feel yourself growing even more comfortable, let's consider Celtic warfare. Celtic warfare was characterized by its ferocity, its use of skilled warriors, and its emphasis on individual bravery and prowess. The Celts were renowned for their skill in battle, often striking fear into the hearts of their enemies. They were skilled horsemen, wielding spears, swords, and shields with deadly accuracy. Celtic warriors often painted their bodies with woad, a blue dye, to intimidate their opponents. They also wore elaborate helmets and armor, adorned with symbols of power and protection. Celtic warfare was not just about brute force, but also about strategy and tactics. The Celts were skilled in ambushes, raids, and sieges, often using their knowledge of the terrain to their advantage. They also employed psychological warfare, using loud war cries and intimidating displays to demoralize their enemies. Despite their ferocity, the Celts were not invincible. They were often defeated by the more disciplined and organized armies of the Romans. However, their bravery and resilience in the face of adversity have become legendary. The tales of Celtic warriors, such as Cuchulainn, have inspired generations with their courage and their unwavering commitment to their tribe and their honor. As you drift off to sleep, remember the tales of Celtic warfare and the bravery of the Celtic warriors. Let us now explore the fascinating topic of Celtic law. Celtic law, also known as Brehon law, was a complex and sophisticated system of legal principles and customs that governed Celtic societies for centuries. It was based on oral tradition and was administered by a class of legal experts known as Brehons. Celtic law emphasized compensation and reconciliation rather than punishment. If someone committed a crime, they were required to pay compensation to the victim or their family. The amount of compensation was determined by the Brehon and was based on the severity of the crime and the social status of the victim. Celtic law also recognized the importance of community involvement in resolving disputes. Disputes were often settled through mediation and arbitration, with the Brehon acting as a neutral third party. Celtic law was not just about resolving conflicts, but also about maintaining social order and preserving the cultural heritage of the Celts. It protected the rights of individuals, families, and communities, and ensured that everyone was treated fairly under the law. The principles of Celtic law, such as compensation, reconciliation, and community involvement, are still relevant today and can provide valuable insights into how to resolve conflicts in a just and peaceful manner. As you continue to relax, let us turn our attention to the topic of Celtic languages. As you sink deeper into relaxation, let's delve into the world of Celtic languages. Celtic languages are a branch of the Indo-European language family, spoken by various groups of people in Europe since ancient times. Today, 6 Celtic languages are still spoken to varying degrees: Irish, Scottish Gaelic, Welsh, Breton, Cornish, and Manx. These languages are divided into 2 main groups: Goidelic or Gaelic and Brythonic or Brittonic. The Goidelic languages include Irish, Scottish Gaelic, and Manx. while the Brythonic languages include Welsh, Breton, and Cornish. Each of these languages has its own unique history, grammar, and vocabulary, reflecting the distinct cultural heritage of the people who speak it. Celtic languages have played a vital role in preserving Celtic culture and identity. They are rich in folklore, mythology, and literature, offering a glimpse into the worldview and values of the Celtic people. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of interest in Celtic languages, with efforts to promote their use and preserve them for future generations. Learning a Celtic language is not just about acquiring a new skill, but also about connecting with a rich and vibrant cultural heritage. As you drift off to sleep, let the sounds of the Celtic languages lull you into a peaceful slumber. Now, as you feel yourself becoming more and more at ease, let's explore Celtic mythology and its influence on modern literature and art. Celtic mythology has had a profound influence on modern literature and art, inspiring countless writers, artists, and filmmakers. The tales of Celtic heroes and heroines, of gods and goddesses, and of magical creatures have captured the imagination of people around the world. The Arthurian legends, based on Celtic mythology, have been retold in countless books, movies, and television shows. The characters of King Arthur, Merlin, Guinevere, and Lancelot have become iconic figures in Western culture. Celtic mythology has also influenced the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of The Lord of the Rings, who drew inspiration from Celtic folklore and mythology in creating his fictional world of Middle-earth. The themes of nature, spirituality, and the cyclical nature of life, which are central to Celtic mythology, have resonated with modern audiences who are increasingly seeking meaning and connection in a world that often feels disconnected and fragmented. Celtic art, with its intricate designs and its symbolic representations of Celtic beliefs, has also influenced modern art and design, inspiring artists to create works that are both beautiful and meaningful. As you prepare to enter the realm of dreams, remember the enduring influence of Celtic mythology on modern culture. Let us now consider the impact of Celtic culture on modern music. Celtic music has had a significant impact on modern music, influencing a wide range of genres, from folk and rock to classical and electronic music. The lyrical melodies, the traditional instruments, and the themes of love, loss, nature, and mythology that characterize Celtic music have resonated with musicians and audiences alike. Many modern musicians have incorporated Celtic elements into their music, creating a fusion of traditional and contemporary sounds. The use of instruments such as the harp, the fiddle, the flute, and the bodhrán has added a distinctive Celtic flavor to modern music. The themes of Celtic mythology and folklore have also inspired many modern songs, telling tales of heroes and heroines, of gods and goddesses, and of magical creatures. Celtic music has not only influenced the sound of modern music, but also its spirit, inspiring musicians to create music that is both beautiful and meaningful, that connects with the soul and evokes a sense of longing and nostalgia. As you drift further into sleep, let the sounds of Celtic music transport you to a world of beauty and enchantment. As the night deepens and your mind grows quieter, let's delve into the enduring mystery of the Celts. Despite centuries of study, the Celts remain something of an enigma. Their origins, their beliefs, and their way of life are still shrouded in mystery. The lack of written records from the early Celts has made it difficult to reconstruct their history and culture. Much of what we know about the Celts comes from the accounts of Roman writers, who often portrayed them as barbarians and savages. However, archaeological evidence and linguistic analysis have revealed a more complex and sophisticated picture of Celtic society. The Celts were skilled artisans, creating beautiful metalwork, stonework, and jewelry. They were also skilled farmers, cultivating the land and providing food for their communities. They had a rich mythology and folklore, filled with tales of heroes and heroines, of gods and goddesses, and of magical creatures. The mystery of the Celts is part of their allure, inspiring us to continue to explore their history and culture and to uncover the secrets of their past. As you prepare to enter the realm of dreams, remember the enduring mystery of the Celts and the endless possibilities for discovery that lie ahead. Now, as you feel yourself drifting off to sleep, let's reflect on the legacy of the Celts. The Celts may have disappeared as a distinct cultural group, but their legacy lives on in the languages, the music, the art, and the folklore of the countries they once inhabited. The Celtic languages are still spoken in Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Brittany, and Cornwall, preserving the cultural heritage of the Celtic people. Celtic music continues to be played and enjoyed around the world, inspiring musicians and audiences alike. Celtic art, with its intricate designs and its symbolic representations of Celtic beliefs, continues to influence modern art and design. The tales of Celtic heroes and heroines, of gods and goddesses, and of magical creatures continue to be told and retold, inspiring countless writers, artists, and filmmakers. The legacy of the Celts is a testament to their resilience, their creativity, and their enduring impact on the world. As you drift off to sleep, remember the legacy of the Celts and the richness and beauty of their culture. And finally, as you gently fall asleep, let the tranquility of the Celtic Otherworld embrace you. Imagine yourself walking through mist-shrouded glens, the air filled with the scent of wildflowers and the sound of gentle streams. Feel the soft grass beneath your feet and the warmth of the sun on your face. Listen to the whispers of the wind as it rustles through the leaves of ancient trees. See the shimmering light of the stars reflecting in the still waters of a hidden lake. In this peaceful realm, there is no pain, no sorrow, no fear. Only beauty, harmony, and endless possibility. Let the tranquility of the Celtic Otherworld fill your heart and soothe your soul. As you drift off to sleep, know that you are safe, you are loved, and you are connected to the infinite wisdom and beauty of the universe. Sweet dreams. As you continue to descend into the depths of sleep, let's consider the connection between Celtic spirituality and nature. Celtic spirituality was deeply intertwined with the natural world. The Celts believed that the divine was present in all things, from the towering mountains to the smallest streams. They revered trees, animals, and natural phenomena as sacred symbols and embodiments of spiritual power. Groves of trees were often used as sacred spaces for rituals and ceremonies. Certain trees, such as the oak, were considered particularly sacred and were associated with wisdom, strength, and longevity. Animals, such as the stag, the boar, and the salmon, were also revered for their symbolic qualities. The stag represented nobility and strength. The boar represented courage and ferocity, and the salmon represented wisdom and knowledge. The Celts also honored natural phenomena, such as the sun, the moon, and the stars, recognizing their importance in the cycles of nature and their influence on human life. Their connection to nature was not merely practical, but also deeply spiritual, reflecting their understanding of the interconnectedness of all things and their reverence for the divine presence in the world around them. As you drift further into sleep, let the beauty and serenity of nature fill your dreams. Now, as you feel your body becoming completely relaxed, let's explore the concept of time in Celtic culture. The Celts had a different perception of time than many modern cultures. They viewed time as cyclical rather than linear, recognizing the repeating patterns of the seasons and the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Their festivals were often based on the agricultural cycle, marking the changing seasons and celebrating important events in the agricultural year. They also believed in the concept of reincarnation, the idea that the soul is reborn into a new body after death. This belief reinforced their understanding of the cyclical nature of time and the interconnectedness of all things. The Celts also had a strong sense of history, preserving their traditions and stories through oral tradition and passing them down from one generation to the next. Their perception of time was not merely abstract, but also deeply practical, influencing their way of life and their understanding of the world around them. As you prepare to enter the realm of dreams, remember the Celtic understanding of time as cyclical and interconnected, and allow yourself to be transported to a world where time has no beginning and no end. As you sink deeper and deeper into slumber, let's turn our attention to the topic of Celtic food and drink. Celtic food and drink were an integral part of Celtic culture, reflecting their connection to the land and their appreciation for the bounty of nature. Their diet consisted primarily of meat, dairy products, grains, and vegetables. They were skilled hunters and farmers, able to provide a variety of foods for their communities. Meat, such as beef, pork, and venison, was a staple of the Celtic diet. They also consumed dairy products, such as milk, cheese, and butter. Grains, such as wheat, barley, and oats, were used to make bread, porridge, and other dishes. Vegetables such as beans, peas, and cabbage were also an important part of their diet. The Celts were also skilled brewers, producing a variety of alcoholic beverages such as beer, mead, and ale. These beverages were often consumed during festivals and celebrations, adding to the festive atmosphere. Celtic food and drink were not merely sustenance, but also a symbol of hospitality and community, reflecting their values of sharing and generosity. As you drift off to sleep, imagine yourself feasting on the delicious foods and drinks of the Celtic world, surrounded by friends and family, and filled with joy and contentment. Now, as you feel yourself growing ever more sleepy, let's consider the role of storytelling in Celtic culture. Storytelling was a central part of Celtic culture, serving as a means of preserving history, transmitting knowledge, and entertaining audiences. The Celts were skilled storytellers, able to weave intricate tales of heroes and heroines, of gods and goddesses, and of magical creatures. These stories were often told orally, passed down from one generation to the next. The bards, who were skilled musicians and poets, played a vital role in preserving and transmitting these stories. They traveled from village to village, performing for audiences and sharing their knowledge of Celtic history and mythology. The stories were not merely entertainment, but also a means of teaching moral lessons and reinforcing cultural values. They often explored themes of courage, loyalty, honor, and the importance of respecting nature. The art of storytelling continues to be an important part of Celtic culture today, preserving the traditions and values of the Celtic people. As you prepare to enter the realm of dreams, remember the power of storytelling and the importance of preserving the stories that shape our lives. As you prepare to journey into the land of dreams, let us now contemplate the Celtic concept of the soul. The Celts believed in the immortality of the soul, the idea that the soul continues to exist after death. They believed that the soul could be reborn into a new body, either human or animal, or that it could travel to the other world, a realm of beauty and enchantment. The other world was not seen as a distant and inaccessible place, but rather as a parallel realm that existed alongside the world of the living. It was believed to be a place of peace, joy, and eternal youth. The Celts also believed that the soul was connected to the natural world, and that it could communicate with the spirits of nature. Their belief in the immortality of the soul influenced their way of life, encouraging them to live with courage, honor, and compassion. They believed that their actions in this life would have consequences in the afterlife, and that they would be judged accordingly. The Celtic concept of the soul is a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of living a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. As you drift off to sleep, let the comforting thought of the immortality of the soul bring you peace and tranquility. Now, as you feel yourself falling deeper and deeper into a peaceful slumber, let's explore the connection between Celtic culture and astronomy. The Celts had a keen interest in astronomy, observing the movements of the sun, the moon, and the stars, and using this knowledge to create calendars and to mark important dates and events. They aligned their monuments and sacred sites with astronomical events, such as the solstices and equinoxes, reflecting their understanding of the cosmos and their connection to the celestial realm. The Druids, who were the priestly class in Celtic society, were also skilled astronomers, using their knowledge of the stars to predict the future and to perform religious ceremonies. The Celts believed that the stars were inhabited by gods and spirits, and that they could influence human affairs. Their interest in astronomy was not merely scientific, but also deeply spiritual, reflecting their reverence for the cosmos and their belief in the interconnectedness of all things. As you drift off to sleep, let the beauty and wonder of the stars fill your dreams. And so, as you finally succumb to the embrace of sleep, let the whispers of the Celtic Otherworld guide you through the night. May your dreams be filled with beauty, wonder, and enchantment. May you awaken refreshed and renewed, ready to face the day with courage and joy. Slan go foil and sweet dreams. End of script. And so, as you finally succumb to the embrace of sleep, let the whispers of the Celtic Otherworld guide you through the night. May your dreams be filled with beauty, wonder, and enchantment. May you awaken refreshed and renewed, ready to face the day with courage and joy. Slan go foil and sweet dreams. But before you completely drift away, let's linger just a little longer in the liminal space between wakefulness and sleep, exploring the fascinating realm of Celtic art and its profound connection to the myths and legends we've been discussing. Celtic art is instantly recognizable, characterized by its intricate knotwork, spirals, and stylized depictions of animals and nature. It's more than just decoration. It's a visual language, a way of encoding stories, beliefs, and spiritual concepts into tangible form. Imagine the Book of Kells, for example, a masterpiece of illuminated manuscript art. Each page is a riot of color and detail, filled with swirling patterns and hidden symbols that speak volumes about the Celtic worldview. The interlaced knotwork, often referred to as Celtic knots, symbolizes the interconnectedness of all things, the endless cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The spirals represent growth, expansion, and the journey of the soul. Even the animals depicted in Celtic art, such as the boar, the stag, and the raven, are imbued with symbolic meaning, representing strength, wisdom, and prophecy. Consider the iconic triskelion, also known as the triple spiral. This ancient symbol, found carved into stones and adorning artifacts throughout the Celtic world, is believed to represent a variety of concepts, including the three realms of existence: earth, sea, and sky, or the three aspects of the goddess: maiden, mother, and crone. The triskelion's dynamic, swirling form evokes a sense of movement and energy, suggesting the constant flow of time and the cyclical nature of life. It's a powerful symbol that resonates deeply with a Celtic understanding of the universe as a living, breathing entity. The Celts saw art as a way to connect with the divine, to communicate with the spirits of nature, and to express their deepest beliefs and aspirations. Each piece of art was a prayer, a meditation, a spell, a way of bringing the other world into the world of the living. The influence of Celtic art can still be seen today in jewelry, tattoos, and graphic design, a testament to its enduring appeal and its ability to capture the imagination. As you fall asleep, imagine yourself surrounded by the beauty of Celtic art, immersed in its intricate patterns and hidden meanings. Let the symbols and stories woven into its fabric guide you on a journey through the realms of dream and myth. Allow the ancient wisdom of the Celts to seep into your subconscious, inspiring you with a sense of wonder, connection, and belonging. The legacy of Celtic art is a reminder that beauty can be found everywhere, even in the smallest details, and that art has the power to transform our perception of the world. Now, as your breathing deepens and your thoughts begin to soften, let's turn our attention to the Celtic reverence for trees and forests. For the Celts, trees were not just inanimate objects. They were living beings imbued with spirit and wisdom. Groves and forests were considered sacred spaces, places of sanctuary, healing, and connection to the otherworld. The ancient Celts believed that each tree possessed its own unique personality and energy, and they associated different trees with specific qualities and deities. The oak, for example, was revered as a symbol of strength, wisdom, and endurance, and was often associated with the Druids, who held their ceremonies in oak groves. The birch, with its graceful white bark, was seen as a symbol of purity, renewal, and new beginnings. The willow, with its weeping branches, was associated with sorrow, healing, and intuition. The Celts used trees for a variety of practical purposes, providing them with food, shelter, fuel, and medicine. But their relationship with trees went far beyond mere utility. They believed that trees were guardians of the earth, protectors of the forest, and conduits between the human world and the spirit world. They would often leave offerings at the base of trees as a sign of respect and gratitude. They also practiced tree divination, seeking guidance and insight from the trees by interpreting their shapes, colors, and patterns. The concept of the tree of life is a common motif in Celtic mythology, representing the interconnectedness of all living things and the cyclical nature of existence. The tree of life is often depicted with its roots reaching deep into the earth and its branches reaching high into the sky, symbolizing the connection between the earthly and the divine. Imagine yourself walking through a Celtic forest, surrounded by the towering trees, the dappled sunlight filtering through the leaves, the scent of earth and moss filling the air. Feel the energy of the trees around you, their ancient wisdom and enduring strength. Listen to the whispers of the wind as it rustles through the branches, carrying messages from the otherworld. As you drift off to sleep, let the image of the Celtic forest fill your dreams, reminding you of the importance of respecting nature and cherishing the beauty and wonder of the natural world. Let the trees be your guides, leading you on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. The Celtic reverence for trees is a reminder that we are all connected to the earth and that our well-being is inextricably linked to the health of the planet. And now, as you feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the depths of sleep, let's consider the Celtic fascination with water. From shimmering lakes to rushing rivers to the vast expanse of the ocean, water played a central role in Celtic mythology and spirituality. The Celts believed that water was a source of life, healing, and purification. They revered springs, wells, and rivers as sacred places, often associating them with goddesses and spirits. Many Celtic myths and legends feature magical wells and fountains that possess the power to grant wishes, heal the sick, or even bestow immortality. The Otherworld was often depicted as being located beneath the waters, a hidden realm of beauty and enchantment that could be accessed through sacred wells or underwater portals. The Celts also had a deep respect for the ocean, which they saw as a powerful and unpredictable force of nature. They were skilled seafarers, navigating the waters in their curraghs, small boats made of animal hides stretched over a wooden frame. The ocean was not only a source of food and transportation, but also a symbol of adventure, exploration, and the unknown. The Celts believed that the ocean was inhabited by mythical creatures, such as selkies, seals that could transform into humans, and meros, mermaids and mermen who possessed magical powers. The sea was a liminal space, a boundary between the world of the living and the world of the spirits. Imagine yourself standing on the shore of a Celtic sea, the waves crashing against the rocks, the salty air filling your lungs. Feel the power of the ocean, its vastness and its mystery. Listen to the cries of the seabirds, the whispers of the wind, the roar of the waves. As you drift off to sleep, let the image of the Celtic Sea fill your dreams, reminding you of the importance of respecting the power of nature and embracing the unknown. Let the waters wash away your worries and fears, cleansing your mind and body, and preparing you for a peaceful and restful sleep. The Celtic fascination with water is a reminder that we are all part of a larger ecosystem, and that our well-being is inextricably linked to the health of the oceans and rivers. Now, as sleep gently claims you, let us reflect on the Celtic concept of time. Unlike our modern linear view of time, the Celts saw time as cyclical, a never-ending spiral of birth, death, and rebirth. They believed that the past, present, and future were all interconnected, and that events in one realm could influence events in another. This cyclical view of time is reflected in their festivals and rituals, which often marked the changing seasons and celebrated the cycles of nature. The Celtic year was divided into 4 main festivals: Samhain, Imbolc, Beltane, and Lughnasadh. Samhain, celebrated on October 31st, marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the dark half of the year. It was a time when the veil between the worlds was thin, allowing spirits and ancestors to communicate with the living. Imbolc, celebrated on February 1st, marked the beginning of spring and the return of light and life. It was a time of purification, renewal, and hope. Beltane, celebrated on May 1st, marked the beginning of summer and the peak of fertility. It was a time of celebration, joy, and union. Lughnasadh, celebrated on August 1st, marked the beginning of the harvest season and the first fruits of the earth. It was a time of gratitude, abundance, and thanksgiving. The Celts believed that time was not just a sequence of events, but a living entity with its own rhythms and patterns. They paid close attention to the movements of the sun, the moon, and the stars, using this knowledge to create calendars and to predict the future. They also believed that time could be manipulated through magic and ritual, allowing them to travel to the past, present, or future. The concept of thin places is closely related to the Celtic view of time. Thin places are locations where the veil between the worlds is thin, allowing for easier communication with the other world. These places are often associated with ancient ruins, sacred sites, and natural wonders. Imagine yourself standing in a Celtic stone circle, feeling the energy of the earth beneath your feet and the presence of the ancestors all around you. Feel the cyclical nature of time, the ebb and flow of life, death, and rebirth. As you drift off to sleep, let the image of the Celtic wheel of the year fill your dreams, reminding you of the importance of living in harmony with nature and embracing the cycles of life. Let the ancient wisdom of the Celts guide you on a journey through time, allowing you to connect with the past, present, and future. The Celtic concept of time is a reminder that we are all part of a larger cosmic cycle and that our actions have consequences that ripple through time. And now, as you finally surrender to the embrace of sleep, let us consider the Celtic love of music and storytelling. Music and storytelling were integral parts of Celtic culture, serving as a way to preserve history, transmit knowledge, and entertain the people. The Celts had a rich tradition of oral storytelling, with bards and poets traveling from village to village, reciting epic poems and tales of heroes, gods, and goddesses. These stories were not just entertainment. They were a way of teaching moral lessons, preserving cultural values, and connecting the people to their past. The bard were highly respected members of society, often serving as advisors to kings and chieftains. They were skilled in the art of rhetoric, poetry, and music, and they were responsible for maintaining the collective memory of the tribe. Music also played a vital role in Celtic life, accompanying rituals, festivals, and celebrations. The Celts used a variety of instruments, including harps, flutes, drums, and bagpipes. The harp was particularly revered, often associated with the otherworld and the divine. Celtic music is characterized by its haunting melodies, intricate harmonies, and rhythmic energy. It has the power to evoke a wide range of emotions, from joy and celebration to sorrow and longing. The Celts believed that music could heal the body, soothe the soul, and connect them to the spirit world. Imagine yourself sitting around a campfire in a Celtic village, listening to the bard recite tales of brave warriors, magical creatures, and epic battles. Feel the power of the story, its ability to transport you to another time and place. Hear the music of the harp, its ethereal sounds filling the air, connecting you to the divine. As you drift off to sleep, let the sounds of Celtic music and storytelling fill your dreams, reminding you of the importance of preserving our cultural heritage and celebrating the power of imagination. Let the stories and songs of the Celts inspire you to live a life filled with courage, creativity, and compassion. The Celtic love of music and storytelling is a reminder that we are all connected through the power of narrative and that our stories have the power to shape our world. And so, As you peacefully transition into the realm of dreams, let's briefly touch upon the Celtic understanding of dreams themselves. The Celts believed that dreams were a window into the otherworld, a way for the spirits and ancestors to communicate with the living. They saw dreams as a source of guidance, inspiration, and healing. The Celts believed that dreams could reveal the future, provide solutions to problems, and offer insights into the hidden realms of the psyche. They often sought out dream interpreters, individuals who were skilled in the art of deciphering the symbolic language of dreams. These interpreters would help them understand the meaning of their dreams and apply the insights to their waking lives. The Celts also believed that dreams could be influenced by the spirits of nature and the gods and goddesses. They would often perform rituals and prayers before going to sleep, asking for guidance and protection from the dream world. They also believed that certain places, such as sacred wells and ancient ruins, were conducive to having prophetic or insightful dreams. The concept of dream incubation was a common practice among the Celts. This involved sleeping in a sacred place or performing a ritual before sleep in order to induce a specific type of dream. They believed that by intentionally influencing their dreams, they could gain access to hidden knowledge and spiritual power. Imagine yourself lying in a sacred grove, surrounded by the whispering trees, as you prepare to enter the world of dreams. Feel the presence of the spirits all around you, guiding you on your journey through the dreamscape. As you drift off to sleep, let the images and symbols of your dreams speak to you, revealing hidden truths and offering guidance for your life. The Celtic understanding of dreams is a reminder that the dream world is not just a random collection of images and emotions, but a rich and meaningful realm that can provide us with valuable insights and inspiration. Finally, as you gently float away into the tranquil sea of slumber, let's quickly consider the lasting legacy of the Celtic people. Despite facing numerous challenges throughout history, including invasion, assimilation, and cultural suppression, the Celts have managed to preserve their unique identity and traditions. Their influence can still be seen today in the languages, music, art, and folklore of many countries, including Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Brittany, and Cornwall. The Celtic spirit of independence, creativity, and connection to nature continues to inspire people around the world. The revival of interest in Celtic culture in recent years is a testament to its enduring appeal and its relevance to the modern world. The stories of Celtic heroes, gods, and goddesses continue to captivate our imaginations, reminding us of the power of myth and the importance of preserving our cultural heritage. The Celtic emphasis on community, hospitality, and respect for the natural world offers valuable lessons for how to live a more meaningful and sustainable life. Imagine yourself visiting a Celtic festival, surrounded by the sounds of traditional music, the sight of colorful costumes, and the spirit of camaraderie. Feel the connection to the past, the sense of belonging to a larger community, and the joy of celebrating a rich and vibrant culture. As you drift off to sleep, let the legacy of the Celtic people fill your dreams, reminding you of the importance of preserving our cultural heritage and celebrating the diversity of human experience. Let the spirit of the Celts inspire you to live a life filled with courage, creativity, and compassion, and to make a positive contribution to the world. The Celtic legacy is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can endure, and that the stories and traditions of our ancestors can continue to guide and inspire us for generations to come. And now, with a final, gentle breath, release yourself completely into the embrace of sleep. Let the whispers of the Celtic Otherworld fade into the background, replaced by the soothing rhythm of your own breath. May your dreams be filled with peace, tranquility, and healing. May you awaken refreshed, renewed, and ready to face the day with joy and gratitude. Slango foil and sweet dreams. Let the mists of Tyr non-nog carry you to a land of eternal youth and beauty, where the sun always shines and the flowers never fade. May the blessings of the Celtic gods and goddesses be with you always. Good night, sleep well, and dream sweetly of the ancient lands and the enduring magic of the Celtic people. Remember their stories, their wisdom, and their connection to the natural world. May their spirit live on in your heart. Slán, as the final threads of consciousness unravel and you journey deeper into slumber, consider the modern interpretations of Celtic mythology. While these ancient tales originated centuries ago, they continue to resonate with contemporary audiences, influencing literature, film, music, and art. Authors draw inspiration from Celtic legends to create fantasy worlds filled with magical creatures, powerful heroes, and epic quests. Filmmakers adapt Celtic myths into visually stunning movies that bring the ancient stories to life for new generations. Musicians incorporate Celtic melodies and themes into their compositions, creating haunting and evocative soundscapes. Artists use Celtic symbols and motifs in their artwork, paying homage to the rich artistic heritage of the Celtic people. The ongoing popularity of Celtic mythology is a testament to its timeless appeal and its ability to speak to universal human experiences. The enduring power of these myths lies in their ability to explore fundamental questions about life, death, and the nature of reality. The stories of the Tuatha De Danann, the Fomorians, and the heroes of the Ulster cycle offer insights into the human condition, exploring themes of love, loss, courage, betrayal, and redemption. The tales of the Otherworld invite us to contemplate the mysteries of the afterlife and the possibility of a realm beyond our everyday perception. The symbols and motifs of Celtic art and spirituality offer a framework for understanding the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of living in harmony with nature. As you sleep, allow these themes to resonate within you, inspiring you to live a life filled with meaning, purpose, and connection. Let the modern interpretations of Celtic mythology serve as a reminder that these ancient stories are not just relics of the past, but living, breathing narratives that continue to evolve and adapt to the changing times. They offer a source of inspiration, guidance, and solace in a world that is often chaotic and uncertain. May the wisdom of the Celts be with you always, guiding you on your journey through life and helping you to find your own path to happiness and fulfillment. And now, surrender completely to the embrace of sleep, knowing that you are connected to a rich and vibrant cultural heritage that spans centuries and continents. Sweet dreams, slumber, and as the darkness deepens and the world fades away, let's reflect on the ethical considerations surrounding the study and interpretation of Celtic mythology. It's important to approach these ancient stories with respect and sensitivity, recognizing that they are not just fictional tales, but sacred narratives that hold deep meaning for many people. It's crucial to avoid cultural appropriation, which is the act of taking elements from a culture that is not your own without understanding or respecting their original context. When studying Celtic mythology, it's important to acknowledge the sources of your information and to give credit to the people who have preserved and shared these stories over the centuries. It's also important to be aware of the potential for misinterpretation and to avoid perpetuating stereotypes or harmful representations of Celtic culture. The ethical study of Celtic mythology involves engaging with the stories in a thoughtful and responsible manner, seeking to understand their deeper meanings and to appreciate their cultural significance. It also involves being mindful of the impact that your interpretations may have on others and avoiding any actions that could cause harm or offense. By approaching Celtic mythology with respect, sensitivity, and a commitment to ethical scholarship, we can ensure that these ancient stories continue to inspire and enrich our lives for generations to come. As you sleep, let this awareness guide your dreams, reminding you of the importance of cultural understanding and respect. Sweet dreams, slán, and finally, as you slip into the silent world of dreams, let's consider the future of Celtic mythology. How will these ancient stories continue to evolve and adapt in the years to come? How will they be interpreted and reinterpreted by future generations? What new insights and understandings will emerge from their study? The future of Celtic mythology is in our hands. By preserving these stories, sharing them with others, and engaging with them in a thoughtful and responsible manner, we can ensure that they continue to inspire and enrich our lives for centuries to come. The future of Celtic mythology also depends on our willingness to embrace new perspectives and to challenge existing assumptions. By engaging with the stories in a critical and creative way, we can uncover new layers of meaning and unlock their full potential. The future of Celtic mythology is bright, full of possibilities and potential. As you sleep, let this hope fill your dreams, inspiring you to be a steward of these ancient stories and to contribute to their ongoing evolution. May the wisdom of the Celts guide you on your journey through life, helping you to create a world that is filled with beauty, justice, and compassion. And now, with a final, gentle sigh, release yourself completely into the embrace of sleep. Let the dreams come, let the stories unfold, and let the magic of the Celtic Otherworld be with you always. Slán go foil and sweet dreams. The dawn awaits. The mists are clearing, and the journey continues.